Hey, what's up, guys? It's your girl Kia. Let me bring the mic a little bit closer. And I am back for another video. It's so funny because I actually recorded this video last night and realized that the file was corrupted or something. So I'm redoing it this morning, which is fine because I have more time to do it to kind of have a conversation about the workplace, HR, and putting things out on social media. So there was a recent story, and we're going to go through the videos of a woman who was an IT manager and helped onboard and offboard employees for a corporation as a contractor. She found that somebody was getting fired and she decided to insert herself into that situation. And I don't know what this woman thought was going to happen. I'm sorry for stopping like that, but it went left. It went left in all the ways it goes left for corporate America. So let me just start off with my story. So everybody who has been on my channel knows that, I've had a steady job for the last 9 years. I've worked for a digital advertising agency. I'm a senior account manager. I do a lot. I've been here for a while. Prior to having this, this steady point in my life, before that, I had lost multiple jobs. And I had lost multiple jobs multiple times for the same reason. I don't do well with corporate culture. I know my job very well, but corporate culture always makes it's not good for me. I don't handle it well. Some people do. Some people thrive in it. I don't. Again, I've been working from home for 9 years, and I still have a boss. I still have a CEO. I still have clients. I still have all the stuff that you have for a job. I just don't have any of the corporate culture stuff. I would find myself inserting in situations that I shouldn't have, thinking that my coworkers were my friends, and they're not your friends. And I think the woman we're about to watch is in that same kind of bucket where she thought these people were her friends. Well, thought the girl she was helping was her actual friend. And she also thought that she was in a position to help when in reality, it was none of her business to help or try to be helpful. She was really only there to do a specific job. And she got more than what she bargained for. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through the very first video and talk about it. I'm not going to do a lot of stopping and going. I know people hate when YouTubers do that, but I do want to insert some commentary, but I am going to be careful with how I do this. So here is the first video.
Okay, so get this. So there's this girl at work who's about to get fired. As the IT manager, I always know about any onboards or offboards before they happen because they want to make sure that I revoke access to their emails, and they want me to make sure that they're locked out of certain things so that nobody who's getting fired can go back and like shoot a company-wide email or anything like that. So I'm one of the first people to know when somebody's going to be onboarded or offboarded so that I can prepare their computer and their access and so on and so forth. So my boss, who is a super bitch, and the HR lady have been telling me we have an offboard coming up and this is super confidential. Nobody can know about this. And they keep saying that it's confidential, it's confidential. And I found out that the girl that they're firing, she's a really sweet girl. Like, she just got a raise, she just got promoted, like, she does a great job at work, and she's always super sweet whenever you talk to her. So I'm like, okay, something strange is going on here. Now, normally when it comes to affairs of onboards and offboards, I don't get involved. I just tell them what to do. I don't talk to the employee that is getting offboarded or whatever, just because that's not my place, that's not my job. But this particular employee that they're about to fire, she's such a sweet girl, and I've had many interactions with her where she's just been very positive and upbeat. I know that she recently got married and she recently got a raise, so I know that it's not because of her performance. I felt like something else is beneath the surface. Y'all, I feel like God put it on my heart to tell the girl that she's about to get fired. So I text the girl and I'm like, hey, meet me upstairs by the elevator. And she's like, okay. So she comes upstairs. I pull her aside, like out of view. So I tell her, you're about to get fired, and they're about to do it on Tuesday. This was Thursday last week. And she starts bawling. She's like so taken aback. She's like, what do you mean I'm getting fired? And I was like, I don't know the reason. All I know is that they already have your replacement. They want me to prep your computer for that replacement. And she kept on asking me, like, do you know why they're firing me? Why are they firing me? Why? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't get any of that information. They just tell me what to do with the assets. That's it. So, do you know this girl proceeds to tell me how the HR lady who keeps on telling me confidential offboard, her and the HR girl were actually friends before she started working at the company. Now, they go out to lunch sometimes, they chat, they text, they call, they hang out outside of work. The girl who's about to get fired, she was chatting with her friend that works in HR. And she was telling her that she was so excited, she just got a raise, and they were celebrating. You know, it was like a happy moment. Somehow, some way, the HR girl goes back to my boss and tells my boss about the conversation, that, oh, she was discussing her pay, and one thing led to another, and the boss calls the girl who's about to get fired into her office. So my boss is telling her, why were you discussing that you got a pay raise? You shouldn't be doing that. And she really ripped into her. And the girl was like, oh, I apologize. I didn't realize that I wasn't able to discuss getting a pay raise. As a matter of fact, when the HR girl, my friend, got a raise, we had a very similar conversation where we were both celebrating, and I didn't see anything wrong with it. And she says, ever since that conversation, things have been strange. Neither one of them want to talk to her. They both have kind of been avoiding her. They haven't been as friendly. And now she's getting fired. Y'all, corporate America is nothing to play with.
So I'm not going to go into the whole video. You are the IT manager who handles onboarding and offboarding. It is absolutely not your job to get involved. I don't care how nice or sweet you think somebody is. It's not your job to do that, especially since you're not even an employee of that company. Come to find out, she's a contractor who works for another agency who's just there to do their IT, contracting for maybe a year or two, and then they move on to another company. So that's number one. Number two, the other reason why they wanted to keep this confidential is because they don't want the girl to have a really bad reaction and maybe send out a company-wide email or do something to herself. Or there could be a mile or many reasons why they want to keep it as confidential as possible, so they don't end up having like some massive issue where she comes into the office and goes off and cusses at everybody out. This is not your place. How are you not understanding that? That girl is not your friend. She is just somebody that you work with who happens to be, okay, she's a nice person. Okay, fine, whatever. My biggest pet peeve of this video is that she said, God put it on your heart. No, he didn't. He did not put that on your heart for you to go and interrupt your entire life to be nosy in somebody else's business. What he probably said was, or what my mind said when God put something on your heart, is to be mindful of the situation, maybe be as caring as your possible situation. And once that girl is off board on another company, you reach out to her and try to be as supportive as possible. If she needs a recommendation, that's probably what God was telling you. He is not telling you that you need to get in these people's business. So let's go ahead and move over to the next video because there's more.
I got fired, y'all. I got fired. They finally found the video. That video, they found the video. So, y'all know I had to come back and tell you what happened. 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks and 1 day, because today's June 16th, I posted that video on May 25th. 3 weeks later, my employer, they found the video. So I went into work today. Everything was very normal. I helped the finance department set up their check scanner. While I was doing that, I had a couple of the executives come over to me and they were asking for help with this or asking for help with that. And and it was like so busy that the finance guy that I was helping, he was like, oh wow, you're popular today. And I was like, yeah, I don't know what's up with that. So I don't think anything of it. I'm just going about my merry little business. I have an interaction with my boss that's a little bit a little bit strange, but not really. So what happened was, one of the executives asked if I could make his laptop a personal laptop and remove it from the domain of the company that I work for, that I'm contracted by. So I have to run it by my boss. And so I had to go and ask her for permission. She was like, oh yeah, he's an executive. He gets whatever he wants. Just go ahead and do it. But before I asked her, like when I knocked on her door, she looked up and she had this look on her face like she was irritated. You know, she had this look on her face. I couldn't quite place it, but it was just like a fleeting look. Once I started talking, you know, she, you know, changed her demeanor or whatever. And so she gave me the approval. I went, I did the laptop, I gave it to the executive, and that was that. Maybe like an hour later, she stopped by my office and she's like, hey, did you get such and such situated? And I said, yeah, he's good to go. And she was like, okay, thank you so much. And that was it. I would say like 30 minutes after that interaction, I went to go like look at my Slack messages or my email or something to follow up with a user, and I couldn't get in. My email wasn't working. My password wasn't working. And I immediately thought, okay, I'm being offboarded. This is me being offboarded.
Really quick, I know you guys hate when I pause, but the fact that she's smiling through this video and doesn't understand the seriousness of it makes me question her age. She looks a little bit younger than me. I'm 41. She looks like she might be 35. But the way she's acting very 22, 23. Like this is a fun, like sitcom funny story that she can tell at cocktail parties or something, or she can tell at her next job. She's not understanding that she put out personal business on TikTok, on social media. True enough, people cannot, she never said the company's name, but she can easily get screenshotted her face, and people can find out what company she works for or where she's contracted at. It's not that hard to do. And also this TikTok video not only probably was shared with HR, it probably went around the office so everybody knew about it. And everybody knew it was going to happen. So her laughing and acting like this is funny is really, it's creepy. It's creepy. See, it's creepy.
I'm like, shit, they found the video. So I'm cool, I'm calm, I'm collected. I'm like, okay, this is the day.
One more thing, you wanted this video to go viral. You wanted the virality of it. You know, and a plot twist workplace story is perfect for TikTok. Everybody loves that. You know, marriages break up, caught my husband cheating. They're just things that are always going to go viral on TikTok, and workplace drama is at the top of the list. So you knew that a lot of people were going to view this. You knew that. You just thought everybody was going to think it's a funny story and going about your business. And that's not how HR and corporations work in the age of social media. You do a video like this, HR automatically sees it and is going to feel a way about it. They just are.
My time is up. Okay. The jig is up. So I leave. And when I leave, I call the company that I have the contract through, and I'm like, hey, I just want to know, am I being offboarded? And he's like, I don't know why you would be. I don't have any orders for you being off. Like, what? So he's like, let me check on that. I'll put a ticket in, and then I'll get back to you in the morning. And I was like, okay. And maybe like an hour later, I got a call from the guy who cuts my checks. And he was like, hey, Tiffany, so I'm just going to get straight to the point. I got a call from the company, and I'm pretty sure you already know what this is about. They do not want you to come back to the site. And I said, is this about the TikTok videos? And he said, yes, this is 100% about the TikTok videos. So I'm thinking in my mind, I wonder who found out. Like, who was it that actually encountered the video? Was it my boss? I'm interested to see how all of that went down behind the scenes.
It's
like,
TikTok.
I want to know. If you're out there and you're watching this video and you work at the company, please let me know how it went down behind the scenes, because we got to know. The people want to know, okay?
The people don't want to know.
Also, the HR girl was not in the office today. I did notice. I don't know if she got fired for what happened, for what I said. I don't know why she would. I'm not sure. Or maybe she saw the video. Maybe she's the one who encountered the video and she didn't want to come to work today and face me. Or maybe whatever I said in the video, she was so perturbed by it that she called out. I don't know. But the HR girl was not there. My boss was there, and she was pleasant. You know, she was pleasant enough. And so, yeah, that's how it all went down, you guys. So what's next for me? I guess I'm about to be a full-time content creator. So help your girl out, hit the follow button. You know what time it is. Like, we're doing this full-time, okay?
In this economy, in this job market, you think it's a good idea to let go of a job that is at least paying you 85 to 90, minimum paying you $90,000 a year as, you know, an IT manager, or even if you're doing onboarding and offboarding for a corporation, you make not a lot, excuse me, you make good money, you've got benefits, you've got a 401k, you're willing to give all that up and post these videos rather than just telling them, hey, I took it down, I apologize for any confusion, the videos aren't up anymore, keeping your job. You'd rather be a content creator because you think that's lucrative. Let me tell you something. I've been doing YouTube videos now for going on 5 or 6 years. I just got monetized a year ago. Not even a year. Wow, that's wrong. I just started picking up speed a year ago. I just got monetized a month and a half ago. It's a lot of work doing this on social media, and it doesn't pay that great. For all the videos since I've been monetized that I've posted, I haven't been as consistent as I need to, but I've made $35. I've made $35 posting on social media. There's people who are part of the TikTok creator, I guess, fund or however that works over there. You don't make that much money per video. You don't get anything outside of the brand and endorsement deals that you're supposed to receive or can receive on TikTok. It's not a lot of money. So that being your backup plan is absolutely ridiculous. I don't even know why you recorded a second video and you, like I said, you still think this is funny. It's not funny. You violated the privacy of not only the girl who got fired, you're also violating company policy by posting this on social media, and you're jeopardizing the contract that your agency that contracted you with the corporation, you're jeopardizing that relationship. I wouldn't be shocked if that bigger corporation told that smaller corporation, the IT corp, like, hey, we really won't be using your services in the future. We just won't. You know, I work for a small agency and we partner with bigger agencies, but there have been situations where my CEO and COO have had to tell people, hey, yeah, we're not going to do business with you anymore. We don't like the behavior. We see what's going on. It's not a good look for us. We're just gonna part ways, and you know what? Don't even worry about the management fees for the rest of the month. Just go, just be done with it. So I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. She just seems very young to me in the behavior. She looks my age. Like I said, she looks like she may be 35, but she's acting like she's in her 20s because this is all a cute, fun story to put on social media. Won't everybody love it? And some people are saying, hey, you know, she didn't say the girl's name or the company or contractor company. We all know how it works in social media. All they need to do is screenshot her face and find the name Tiffany. They can find the contracting company that she works for. They can find the bigger corporation. They can find all of that stuff. You know, her saying that the HR girl didn't come to work. I'm pretty sure the HR girl not coming to work was probably on the advice of that girl's manager. Like, just don't come in today. Don't worry about it. We'll mark you down as a paid day. Just don't come in, because they didn't want to have an issue, especially if that girl had already seen it and other people have seen it. That's highly embarrassing. She called her the B word in the first video. Told all these people's business in the first video. So if everybody knew who that was, then that's a huge problem. So I want to finally go into the last video, the final update, because to me, this is what happens in this final video. What happens to all the girls, including me, who you think these people at your jobs are your friends, their family. Oh, we're so cool and this and that. When in reality, you're not. This is what you end up looking like.
I know you guys have been waiting for an update all day, and I don't think it's fair to leave you hanging, so I have to give you guys an update. I'm sorry, I'm so upset because I feel like this always happens, you know, like I feel like I always put myself out there. I always put myself on a limb. I really jeopardized my job, you
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yep, you did.
because I saw somebody who was being wrongly terminated, and I decided to step in and do something about it.
Again, sorry for pausing, but how did we know she was wrongfully terminated? That's never been determined. There could have been a bunch of reasons that girl was terminated. Finances. They could have moved her into another position and she really wasn't a good fit for that, for the more workload. You don't know. You said in the first video you didn't know. So how do you know she's being wrongfully terminated? You're saying that because you just liked her and thought she was a sweet girl.
The update is that whew, the girl that I did all that for, she doesn't actually want to pursue a lawsuit. And at first, I guess that didn't really bother me because I realized that not everybody has the same energy I have, right? But I guess what really bothers me is that I reached out to the person and I told her how everybody on TikTok is rallying for her, and you know, I reached out to her and she just completely like blew me off. And there's been so many times where I've been in this exact same position where it feels like I am being the purest form of myself. I see people that are in need and I help them. And then at the end of the day, I'm exposed or I'm worse off in some way at their expense, and they don't care. They go on and they live their lives. The girl, she has a new job. She's fine. I went to work today, and as much as I wanted to not care, I felt exposed. I felt like I put myself out there. I might walk in here and they might cut my contract early because of what I did.
What you did was dumb. What you did is something that, as part of onboarding and offboarding confidentiality, you are never supposed to do. I feel sorry that you're getting smacked in the face with reality right now, but this is not some secret cabal that they had against you. You messed up. You did something wrong. That girl not wanting to talk to you anymore, why would she want to talk to you? One, you weren't friends in the first place, like I said, but also you put this story out on social media. If you just would have helped her behind the scenes, none of this would have happened. You didn't have to put this out there. You chose to put this out there because you wanted the attention. It had nothing to do with you really wanting to help her. You saw a juicy story that you could put in social media and it backfired in your face. It wasn't about helping. You know, if it was about helping, you just would have done it privately, helped her, maybe told your husband or your mom or somebody, but instead you told everybody. You just she's saying things like I help and I help and I help and I've been in this situation before. Honey, you've been in this situation before. Maybe not with work, but it sounds like you've done this at other times and it's always blown up in your face. Why are you still doing it? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Did you think this girl, you said you have in the comment over here, I wasn't expecting anything. What were you expecting? For this girl to now call you her bestie and you guys be best friends forever and maybe she gets a lawsuit and you're on the stand testifying, you got more juicy stories for TikTok. What were you expecting? Do you not have any other female friends? Like, let's just finish this up so, because I'm just getting annoyed.
And then this girl is just somewhere living her life. You know, she couldn't even respond to my text message when I told her that everybody was rooting for her.
Why would she care about that?
She didn't care. She
Nope.
didn't care. You know, and that it's always like that. I feel like this world does not deserve me, you know? And I constantly get that reminder that nobody is as real as me. And I've felt that way my whole life. There is nobody in my universe who truly understands my heart and appreciates me for who I am and the love that I have for people. And that hurts. It's a pretty lonely existence, you know? And I know that's definitely not the update that everybody wanted to hear. You guys have been amazing.
I'm just gonna rewind for a second because I was typing.
People that nobody is as real as me, and
That's what I
I've
thought I
felt that
heard.
way my whole life. There is nobody in my universe who
She thinks this is about her being real. She still, again, I have an issue with people like this. And another person who's like this is K Michelle from Real Housewives of Atlanta. If you don't know, it's fine. Who don't understand what's actually happening. She's thinking this is happening, that she was a real one, that she was honest, and no one's like her, and that's why the people at her job didn't get it, and no one else gets it. She's completely missing the point that you did something you were not supposed to do. You are an IT manager who handles onboarding and offboarding. You were just supposed to offboard that girl. That's it. If you were a real one, you would have offboarded her and then helped her find a job. Like I said earlier, helped her update her LinkedIn profile, gave her a recommendation, really been supportive of her, taking her out to lunch if she got too sad, helping her pack her boxes when she was leaving the office. That's what a real one would have done. Or another real one thing you could have done if people started talking badly about her after she left, I would have ratted them out to HR. I've been like, well, she left, she's not here, but the comments that are being made about her are very disparaging. That's what a real one does. What you did was for attention. And let's wrap this up because I'm tired of watching her face cry because it's ridiculous.
truly understands my heart and appreciates me for who I am and the love that I have for people. And that hurts. It's a pretty lonely existence, you know? And I know
You have a husband.
that's definitely not the update that everybody wanted to hear. You guys have been amazing. All of the positive comments and feedbacks, all the follows, the likes, the shares, the reposts, the support, all of you guys
Attention, attention,
rallying behind
attention.
this girl that we're all rooting for, right?
No, 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 no. She just did it. She said everybody rallying around that girl. Nobody was rallying around that girl. Everybody was paying attention to you because you are the one telling the story. You are the one who posted it. That's what you were excited about. You didn't care about that girl. Please stop saying that it was all about this girl and sharing her story and rallying around her. No, you got a story that was viral. Everybody was paying attention to you, and you wanted the attention. Don't make me come through the screen now.
And just being so kind and loving towards me and seeing me. I felt so seen by you guys. And just to feel that the person that I did all that for, she could give two shits, you know? And I just feel that's just my life, you know? Again. And now I am exposed at work, and she's somewhere living her life. So that is the update.
Girl, going somewhere with this. And these videos are still up on TikTok. She hasn't taken them down. All these videos are still up. And she's still saying the girl is. I feel bad for her because I've been in her shoes, but I was in her shoes in my early 20s where it really felt like, well, I'm just being me. Wasn't anybody like it? They should. You hired me because I'm me, and everybody should just go along with it. And I lost job after job after job after job because of that. It took a long time to realize that me is great with my actual friends and at home with my husband and kids, but me in the corporate world is can be a lot for people. You know, the more experience I've gotten in my current agency, I'm allowed to be a little bit more me, but it's a little bit more me, not fully me. And this girl doesn't. This woman, keep calling her a girl, but I think she's grown. Doesn't understand that. Your job doesn't need your realness and your openness and you're willing to share. They hired you because you're probably a good IT manager. Your contractor probably hired you because you're a good IT manager, not for your realness or your ability to listen to God or any of those things. So I hope this girl stops. with this story. I don't think the content creation is in her future by any means. I hope she finds keeps her IT job. I hope she straightens up. I wish she would delete these videos so that it doesn't come up in the future. Because also what can happen is that if somebody wants to hire her contracting agency for another project, like another large project, and they find out that she is somebody who works there could be a whole, nah, I'm cool. We don't want to work with y'all because y'all got her. And that seems like a lot. So those are my thoughts. Listen, drop them in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know your workplace horror stories in corporate America. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.